A marathon session of executive committee still going on at City Hall this evening. In fact, they're shutting off the lights on us. But on the agenda this evening, how to regulate the short-term housing industry in our city. Now, executive committee heard from over 50 deputations this evening, everyone who wants to stay on how companies like Airbnb operate in our city.
I'm an Airbnb host. If it wasn't for Airbnb, I wouldn't have my home.
Homeowner after homeowner taking to the mic tonight to broadcast one clear message. Regulating companies like Airbnb is okay, but too much red tape will drive them out of the market and hurt not only themselves, but their guests as well.
These are not people who would stay in hotels. These are not people with a lot of money. I don't have bags of money falling out of my pockets. I'm just trying to cover my mortgage.
City Hall looking to introduce rules for short-term rentals in light of the rise in popularity of companies like Airbnb. Oh my God! Yet, unlike the furor that erupted when City Hall tried to pull ride-sharing companies like Uber into the fold, tonight's talks were tame in comparison.
I think we're really pleased at the direction that the report is going at. You know, at the end of the day, Airbnb has about 10,000 hosts in Toronto. 80% of them are sharing the homes that they live in.
Some of the biggest recommendations proposed by city staff include banning people from listing a home they don't live in. Those renting out a secondary residence would have to do it for a minimum of 28 days. And starting a registry for anyone operating a short-term rental unit.
I think that the package that staff put together is a really good package. It's a great start.
The Greater Toronto Hotel Association this evening applauded the recommendations. However, it'd like to see caps imposed on how many days a unit can be rented out each year.
Currently, there is no discussion in the report about a number for our caps, so people can essentially rent their properties out for 365 days a year. We're not sure that's the right way to go. Other jurisdictions in North America have put in caps in place.
A mayor today saying his biggest concern is not just protecting Toronto's hotel industry, but tenants looking for long-term rentals.
What we don't need is to see significant reductions in much-needed rental housing from permanent residents of Toronto who need it, or neighborhoods disrupted by the frequent comings and goings of renters, often in multiple homes in a single neighborhood.
It's definitely been able to allow my wife and I to start family planning.
Meanwhile, this host who rents out his townhome that's his secondary residence says he hopes the new rules will still allow him to do just that.
We'll see what happens, right? I'm being hopeful. Toronto is very progressive. We'll see what happens.
Now, community consultations will happen this summer, and then the recommendations from that will go back to executive committee by late fall, and then the final recommendations will be voted on by City Council, hopefully by the end of this year.